I'm Chris Sanchez, and welcome to Sonoma Views, where we talk real estate, property management, and restaurant reviews. Thank you very much for being here. This video here is a restaurant review for a local place that I just found in Santa Rosa. The place is called, I have to read it out to you, La Chaparrita Taqueria y Pupuseria. Now that's a mouthful. And if you're like my white buddies, La Chaparrita. All right. So I found this place kind of by mistake. I wasn't specifically looking for it, but today was a really busy day, and I was just running around. I was only able to grab a quick bite to eat during the day when I was on the fly, and I had to go show a property. Yeah, I went to show a property. I had to go install lock boxes, drop off keys, make sure that vendors have access, and I was just running around. And by this time, it was getting dark already, and I was just getting tired and hungry. I was going up College Avenue, and by this time it was getting dark already. I was going up College Avenue, going north, and then I just happened to catch out of the corner of my eye. It's because I was thinking of food and I was hungry. I happened to catch out of the corner of my eye a sign that said Pupusas. Now, first of all, if you don't know what pupusas are, they are some people refer to them as gorditas. They're like, if you could imagine a corn tortilla that's stuffed with either cheese or beans or meat or a combination of those. So pupusas are actually Salvadorian, and I have a nice little history with that. So I'm drinking fat-free water here. And when I get home, I can have my beer. Okay, so pupusas are Salvadorian, and they're like Mexican. They're what they are. Tacos to Mexico. El Salvador has pupusas, and they are still newer here to Sonoma County, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who have not tasted them, but I have the unique benefit, luxury of having traveled to El Salvador many years ago. I haven't been back, but my stepfamily is actually from there. My stepmom and my who I consider my brothers and sisters, they're my stepfamily. They're from El Salvador. And my dad is Mexican, so I get best of both worlds. Also, my parents, my dad and my stepmom, also had a restaurant that was both Mexican food and Salvadorian food. So I got to experience the restaurant side of it, getting the authentic pupusas directly from El Salvador. When I went over there, now it's been a long time, but I have had the authentic thing. So. It is relatively new to Sonoma County, and I'm giving you this background for context here, because if you go back about 20 years ago, roughly 20 years, 15 years ago, they weren't very common, and they started popping up. I still don't know who the first legitimate commercial restaurant, Salvadorian restaurant in Sonoma County was. That'll be something, it'll be interesting to look into that, looking into the history. But I know Rocio is my stepmom. My dad's wife, she came here to Sonoma County many years ago. They were married a long time ago. So I've had this, tasted the pupusas for many years, well before there were any restaurants in Santa Rosa within Sonoma County. I've also been to San Francisco, south of San Francisco, and I've tried, which are really good, authentic. Plus, having traveled directly to their hometown, so I got to experience that. But now they're newer. They're becoming more popularized. Also at the Cinco de Mayo, for you, those of you watching and who you remember, I was involved in the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and I was involved in some of the original planning for the Cinco de Mayo in the Roseland area of Santa Rosa, the Roseland district. That big event when we were sponsored by the joint efforts between the city and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. There was a big event, and part of the vendors were my Carolina, who's my stepsister, and she would make them as a booth, as a vendor. So they became even more popular within predominantly Mexican Hispanic community here in Santa Rosa, Sonoma County. Not so many Salvadorians, but I think its population is probably growing. So I've had them for many years. El Malecon was our family restaurant in Roanoke Park. It was on Southwest Boulevard. Parents have retired. And since then, there's a place that came up by the Santa Rosa the Sonoma County Fairgrounds by the Veterans Building, right on Maple Avenue, right downtown. That place came up. Then there's a new place in Rohnert Park, and I hadn't found another one until just today. So they're rare, which has really caught my attention. And I wasn't specifically looking for pupusas, but it caught my attention. I haven't had them in a while, and it's hard to compare because I'm always comparing them to mom's, right? The family recipe. So pretty high standard. So I happened to see it. I was on my way to a property. I didn't get to stop in, and rather than do a late lunch, I was just cutting it too close. I said, I'll pick these up. I'll have them for dinner, give them a try, see what's going on. So first and foremost, the location. It is on the corner of West College Avenue and Stony Point Road. So if you're familiar with the Finley Community Center where the swimming pools are, or Finley Park, it's on that intersection, and it's catty corner, whatever you call it, kitty corner to Finley Community Center. So there's a small shopping center there. There's a mini mart, little mini mart. There's a Chinese restaurant, I believe it is, nail salon, and I don't know what else, maybe a sandwich shop. I think I saw porta subs, I'm not sure. So anyway, that's where it is, but it's tucked in there. It is on the west side, almost at the very end of that little shopping center. So it is on the west side of West College Avenue, farther west from Stony Point Road. So right at that intersection. There's signage. It's not lit up. It's kind of a banner because I saw there was still a bit of daylight. They have a banner there, and all you could see at nighttime was just the flashing open sign, and you would never tell that it's there. So here was my experience. I walked in. It was about 7 o'clock, 7:30 p.m. Tonight. I walked in, almost nobody there. There was a little girl, which I assume was probably granddaughter, I would presume, doing her homework. The lady, I don't know, probably the owner. It was a single older woman that was there. Oh, real quick, before I went there, I actually pulled up the reviews on Yelp. I just wanted to see what I was dealing with. And sure enough, they had 5-star reviews. There were 5 reviews as of tonight. They're all 5-star reviews, and there were a couple that were not recommended. So it was good to hear a little bit of background before I went in there. Went in, small space. There were about 5-6 tables, and then there's some bar space. A whiteboard is their menu. I didn't see any paper menus, so I'm going to give you the bad first, sort of the downsides. No paper menus that I could see. There was just a whiteboard with, it wasn't even great handwriting, great penmanship. It was just handwritten menu as far as what you get. What I liked about it was that the menu was short. It was condensed, so you don't have too many choices. You don't get lost in the choices. They have burritos, they have tacos, and they have pupusas. I'm trying to remember what else. I actually took a picture and I put it up on Facebook and Instagram, I believe. So I have the menu there. It was quiet. The lady greeted me. What I really did like, they have a big sign that says "Order Here," and it was just bam in your face when you walk in. Order here. So I knew right away. Go up to the counter, place my order. I'm not going to sit down and wait for table service. No, it's very small. She went in. One of the reviews said that they were handmade. People did not mind waiting, and I got to experience that. I don't even think I was there 10 minutes, and granted, there was nobody else there. A couple people showed up after me. She went in. I could hear her making them by hand, putting them on the griddle, and just waited. I was messing around on Facebook, getting caught up for the day. And they came out. So the price point was awesome. It was $11 for 3 pupusas. I got 2 revueltas, which are mixed. It's a mixture of cheese, the meat, which is the pork, and then the beans. And then 1 cheese. I wanted to try one with the cheese by itself. So plus and minus here. What I liked, the flavor was great. They were not greasy. They were really good and a really good proportion. I ate 2 of them. I'm saving 1 for Veronica. So when you get home, she gets to try one as well. So I had 2, and I'm satisfied. I would have definitely gone for 3, but I had to save 1 for the wife. $11 for 3 of them. It comes with curtido. Curtido is sort of a coleslaw, but a vinegar. It's not sweet at all. It's definitely savory, but it's more almost like pickled, if you will. You have shredded cabbage, and it's sort of the dressing, the salad that goes on top of it, very much like a coleslaw. So I had that. It was not my favorite. It was good, but it was not my favorite. It had some fresh. It was a little bit on the fresher side, like it hadn't been cured long enough. It hadn't sat in the vinegar, which is just that rich, unique cabbage salad that goes along with it. Excellent for a topping, and it wasn't pickled enough. It didn't taste like it was in vinegar long enough. Maybe it was still fresh, but that part was not my favorite. The salsas that come along with it, they gave me two little containers of salsa, which were really good. A red sauce to pour on top. That was great. The only downside is they were really thin. I've had some where they are thicker. They have more of the corn, the dough, the masa. I've had them places where they're thicker, juicier, they're more filled in, and they're just complete. These are thinner. So if you think of pancakes, for example, you could have thick, fluffy pancakes, or you could have thin, little, flat pancakes. Well, this one was on the flatter side. However, it was filled with the ingredients on the inside, so that was very good. And they were not greasy, which is a big plus. Very, very good. They tasted handmade and authentic. As compared to another place that I went not too long ago. It's been months, but I went to another place and we had the joke pura masa, which means like just dough. It was, if you take the size of it, most of it was the dough itself, the corn tortilla, and then just a little bit of the actual filling on the inside. So the proportion of the dough to the filling was just completely out. It almost tasted like you were eating with this other place, a thick ass corn tortilla with a little bit of meat on the inside. This place that I went to tonight, that was not the case at all. They were thin, but they were filled. A lot of flavor in there. And the price point was great, $11 for 3 of them, and I got it in a to-go package. The downside, which I didn't get, it did not come in a plastic bag. I did get it in a styrofoam container, a square container, and it was all put in there. I did get napkins, but they did not provide utensils. I didn't see any there, so I won't accuse them of not having utensils, but I do not remember seeing plastic fork or knife to go along with it with my carry tray. They also didn't give it to me in a bag. I didn't ask for it, but it's just the way that the container came. So thankfully, I'm here at the office. I do have plastic utensils. So I had my own fork and knife. And by the way, side note, the original OG Salvadoreños, culturally, they eat them with their hands. So you just pull it apart, eat it with the hands, and you don't need forks. Similar to pizza. You could eat it with a fork and a knife, or you could just roll it up and eat it. So it's probably why they don't have utensils. I don't know, but I didn't get any. I prefer eating it with a fork and a knife. That's just how I am. And a lot of times I eat my pizza that way as well. Well, long story short, I give you that background. I would definitely go back. I would recommend it. As a matter of fact, I already did. We got a lot of traction on Facebook already. I posted photos and the location, and I shared it already. So I hope that this helps generate more awareness for this local business. I do look for the little hole in the wall, the tucked in, the hidden gem, because I'm always looking for new places and I want to explore new. By the way, my natural personality, my DNA, I am very steady Freddy. I don't deviate much. I mean, you can see black shirt's my favorite color. I don't have a whole lot of variety in my life. It's just I stick to my routine. So this actually pushes me outside of my comfort zone to go out and find good food, which I love, and find new places here locally within Sonoma County, at the same time helping bring awareness to the small mom and pop, because some places they run a really good business. They have amazing food. They don't have the marketing, and the word doesn't get out. But once the word is out, hopefully it could help somebody. So if you're in the area, you want to try something new, I definitely recommend it. I would definitely go back, and I probably will go back because they have Mexican food as well. I want to try the burritos for comparison, because I'm a self-proclaimed burrito expert, or enthusiast at least. I love burritos, and I've just had so many, so I know what I'm looking for. So I will go back and try the carne asada, see what that's like, maybe a chicken or a carne asada burrito. But I would definitely recommend it. If you're in the area, go on by and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching Sonoma Views. I'm growing this channel. Subscribe if you would like to get future videos. And please comment. I appreciate any comments, and I'm happy to help in any way I can. Good night.